I think Google might have just killed the iPhone. They just came out with the Google Pixel 9, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, and then the 9 Fold, which is their second folding phone. Okay, now let's just talk about the elephant in the room before we even move on, and that's the camera bump on the back of the phone. This might be one of the biggest camera bumps I've seen, and on the Google Pixel 8, I didn't like that camera bump as it wrapped around the phone. This one doesn't actually touch the edges of the phone, but it's still flipping massive. But it just looks so unique. I actually love it, and it's got that sense of this camera bump is so big, the camera must be good. But other than that, they also changed the design of all the phones to a more flat design, and instead of curved edges, they're literally just more flat. And the normal Google Pixel 9 is gonna have a matte looking finish on the side, and then the Pro XL, and I think also the 9 Fold is gonna have more of a shiny, glossy looking finish, which I don't mind. And to be honest, it does kind of look like an iPhone. So maybe I like it because it looks very familiar to me. But before we go any further, let's talk about all the specs on all the phones. They're all gonna come with a G4 chip, which Google are saying it's a lot faster than the previous chip, which is all expected. But what really got me is that they included the G4 chip even in the normal Pixel 9, as well as the Pixel 9 Pro, whereas Apple kind of include the previous generation chip in the normal iPhones and then the new generation chip in the Pro models only, which kind of gives you a reason to, you know, upgrade to the Pro phone instead of the normal one. But Google just said, hey, we'll give you the best of the best no matter what phone you pick. So the Pixel 9 is gonna have 12 gigabytes of RAM, whereas the Pro is gonna have 16. And coming from my iPhone, where I think my current 14 Pro Max has about 6 gigs, but the new 16 Pro is rumored to have 8 gigs for AI capabilities. You know, Apple are more efficient, but having this much RAM on a phone just feels very powerful, or I should say it should feel very powerful. The screen size on the Pixel 9 is going to be 6.3 inches and the Pro is going to be 6.3 inches, but the Pro XL is going to be 6.8. I'm just going to put all the specs on the screen so you can see for yourself and pause the video if you wish. But the main difference between the Google Pixel 9 and the Pro version is you don't get a telephoto lens, which is kind of what Apple do as well. So yeah, that's probably a reason to upgrade. And if we're going to talk about the colors, I think they did a really good job. Like, they are really punchy, attractive colors no matter who you are. Whereas Apple, they go for nice colors on the normal iPhones, but then the Pro models kind of just get a dollar version of everything else. But anyway, the Google Pixel 9 is going to come in Obsidian, which is basically black, Porcelain, which is meant to be white, and then Winter Green and Peony. I don't even know how you say that. Whereas the Google Pixel 9 Pro is gonna come in Hazel, Rose Quartz, Obsidian, which is black, Porcelain, which is obviously white. And even though there's some good colors, I would possibly just get the boring ones like Obsidian, maybe the white one, but most likely Obsidian. But Hazel does look pretty good as well. And I'm a man that doesn't use phone cases, so you know, you're gonna be seeing the color. And also another main difference between the 9 and the 9 Pro is the megapixels in the front facing camera. The 9 has a 12 megapixel camera front facing, and then the Pro has a 42 megapixel camera. And megapixels don't mean everything in the camera. Obviously the phone has to process it and everything, but you should get some sharper and more contrasting images from the front facing camera. But as always, it's an Android phone, so we have to see how it performs on social media, because for some reason you could take a nice video on the camera app, but as soon as you try and take a video on social media, yeah, it doesn't look too good. And the price point for all of these phones aren't actually as bad as I thought they would be. The normal 9 is starting at $799, and I think it's the same in pounds, but then the Pro just jumps up by $200 or pounds, so it starts at $999, and then the XL goes to $1,099, so it's only an extra £100 or dollars. And if you're wondering why I haven't spoke about the Pixel 9 Fold, is because I don't really fall for folding phones. I don't really see the big hype, but the Google Pixel 9 Fold does look kind of good. I've just watched MKBHD's video talking about how thin the phone actually is. It's not much bigger than the USB charging port. But the major thing about folding phones for me, I've never used one, is just how they perform. How well can you go from holding this kind of big ass phone into opening it to use it as a tablet and then putting it back in your pocket? How does the crease look in the middle? And these are things you just have to see for yourself in real life. But anyway, the Pixel 9 Fold starts at $1,799, and that's pretty expensive, but I guess you get a phone and a tablet in one. But if you don't see it as necessary, you'll just get a normal Pixel 9 Pro XL. And a Google phone wouldn't be a Google phone without all the AI features that it's implementing, and they've added some new ones. They've added Gemini Live, and they actually demonstrated this using the Google Pixel Buds. They're just wireless earphones that you just put in your ears, and you can literally talk back and forth to Gemini, and it can help you do whatever you need help with. They showed a demonstration of, I don't know, hey Gemini, I get really nervous when talking on stage. What advice do you have for me? And then it will give you like feedback directly through the earphones. They've also added the Pixel Studio, and now you can change the photo and generate different images. It's like having Adobe Photoshop generative fill on your phone. So you can type in anything you want apart from a human and then generate that image directly onto the phone. And apparently this happens all on device. So no matter where you are, if you have no internet or your internet is whack, it's still gonna be pretty fast. And apparently it only takes about 5 seconds to generate, which is really, really quick. They've also added Pixel Screenshots, which is, it's cool having just a separate section for your screenshots, but like you can just categorize that in the Photos app on iPhone. But anyway, the Pixel Screenshots basically scans through all your screenshots, and you can technically search for anything you want, and then it will bring up that photo. However, I've seen MKBHD's video where he searched for a lawnmower and it didn't show up, couldn't find it, and he had to manually find it himself. Obviously, it wasn't text, it was more of a photo of a lawnmower, but you know, with AI and stuff like that, when you're scanning the photos, you should know what a lawnmower looks like and just bring that up. So from that, I'm guessing it only works with text, which iPhone does a pretty good job of anyway. And they've also added a new feature called Add Me. And have you ever wanted to take a photo of you and your friends, but there's no one to take the photo of all of you guys together? What you can do is assign one person to take the photo of, I don't know, let's say there's 3 of you. Take the photo of 2 of you guys, and the phone will tell you how to frame it, and then you'll swap out with one person, and then they will tell you where to stand, and then they will then Google will merge the photos together and make it look like someone took the photo of all three of you guys at once. And it's cool, but it's also like this is just fake. Like this never happened. Like you have to pretend like you were standing next to your friends. It's probably going to be really awkward. And I don't know if anyone's actually going to use it, because where are you going to be where there's no one to take a photo of you? Yeah, I don't know. And they've also added Reimagine, which is basically inside Pixel Studio, if I'm correct. And you can basically change out anything in a photo. So you can highlight a cup and change it to, I don't know, coffee. You can highlight a light and then change it to the sun. I don't know. That's just my random guess. But that's some cool AI features, and of course it happens all on device, so you don't have to worry about anything. But it's really interesting to see how the phones perform. Obviously, it's just been announced, just been released, so we'll see how well they actually perform in the next few months. And if Google want to send me a phone for me to test out, I wouldn't mind.